Oh, hello. Here I am in an undisclosed location. Friends of mine who were New Yorkers and now don't live here, but they've kept a small apartment in my neighborhood that whenever they're in town they use, and also if they have friends visiting use. And they'd ask me, this is not the first time, we have friends coming, can you know anybody that could come clean the apartment a little bit before they get there, just tidy up. So since I'm not working, I was like, I'll do it. So I'm just over here waiting for the floor to dry. I just did a little mop. Anyway, so I thought I would talk about my good friend Jean. My friend Jean passed away last week. Jean was only a year older than me. Uh, Gene had been overweight, but in recent years he had definitely lost plenty of weight and was really slimmed down. And we both smoked pot, we both drank, and he had stopped doing all those things too. Wasn't an alcoholic or an addict, so for him to just stop he just did it. And had really been taking care of himself. And, being a man my age too, was seeing a lot of doctors. So I don't know specifically if there were any real concerning conditions, but he was living out in Queens with his brother in the home they grew up in. And so he had been laid off in recent years too. And I think a lot of his days were just like, go to the store, get the groceries, come home, cook, which he liked to do, and just chat on the phone a lot. So I don't know if he was happy. I don't know if he was fulfilled or what was going on with him. But anyways, last Sunday while walking to get groceries or coming back from shortness of breath, sat down on a neighbor's stoop, and went into cardiac arrest, and he passed. So very suddenly. So the wake was yesterday out in Queens, and I went, and it was shocking. But anyways, I was remembering some memories of Jean, so I'm going to share those. Jean was my only roommate. Only ever time I had a non-romantic living situation was Jean was my roommate. We met at FAO Schwartz, the toy store. I was performing. I was the clown. Billy, what are you looking at? The clown under that singing clock on Fifth Avenue. Jean was a sales associate. He ended up moving up to being like a customer service liaison or something. But that's where we met. And we ended up being roommates, having an apartment here in Hell's Kitchen, where we smoked a lot of pot, where we drank a lot, where we went out and caroused. We were in our late 20s at the time. So we had a lot of fun for a long time, and just some crazy shit that went down in that apartment. I love to get Gene laughing to the point where he would wheeze, because he would wheeze when he laughed, and I loved making that happen. Another insane thing was I love to eat cereal at night as like a snack, like a sugary cereal, and there's so much that milk in it afterwards, sugar milk. And Gene was like, he loved that shit. I was like, Gene, I have sugar milk for you. It's so stupid. Then there was the time. This is one of my proudest accomplishments in life. It was his birthday, and we had a party in the apartment. Maybe he turned 30 that year. I don't know. And I'm in the living room area with friends, and we're drinking and we're smoking, and we're just, we're crazy and high. And he's in the bedroom with other friends drinking and smoking. And his cake is on the coffee table. And I'm yelling, Jane, I want you to sit on this birthday cake. Come in here and sit on this birthday cake, because I'm crazy. And he's like, fuck off, shut up. I start chanting, and I think other people did as well, butt in cake, and would not stop till Gene was big. He was tall, he was heavy at the time, he was a wall of a person at the time, stormed out of that bedroom, turned around, and sat on that birthday cake. I can tell you very distinctly what the lettering "Happy Birthday, Gene" looks like backwards in icing on the back of somebody's shorts. I'm very proud of that. Gene's nickname was the Yeti, and here's why. When I was doing the Rocky Horror Show up in Manchester, New Hampshire a million years ago with Jennifer Samard, now starring in Death Becomes Her, Gene and some other friends came up to see us do the show. And afterwards, we were at some local's house. I couldn't even tell you whose house we were at in New Hampshire, just hanging out at some local's house. And Gene went outside to have a cigarette. So it's nighttime in the woods in New Hampshire, and he's out there on the back porch terrace, whatever area we were at. And my friend Chris, who played Frankenfurter, looks outside and was like, is that a Yeti outside? And his nickname became Yeti. And there are people all over his life for the next several decades who knew him as Yeti. And few of those people even knew where that story came from. And well, that's where that story came from. That's where it came from. So, dear, big hearted Gene is gone. And it really is an awful thing. So, well, Yeti, here's to you. I'm raising a bowl of sugar milk in your honor. All right, friends, bye.